you about medical schools, because I know that most of us here are here because we are interested in math and science, and some of us decide to go into the health field. And so I'm Kearney, and I'm going to tell you about medical schools, because to be a doctor, you have to go to medical school, or else you're not a doctor. And today we will discuss the application process to get into medical school, and then we will discuss the 4 years that you actually take in medical school. And then third, we'll talk about once you're accepted. And first, you apply, and there's so many things that you need to have. First, you actually have to have a bachelor's degree, because you can't go to medical school without like taking your classes. You have to have a certain number of classes to get into medical school. And really, the major doesn't matter. Like, most people would think that you need to have a science degree to go to medical school, because it's a science-based thing. But no, you don't. Actually, like at Johns Hopkins, it could actually kind of count against you, because they want to see that you're passionate about something other than science. And second, you need a high enough GPA to meet the school's requirements. And the schools may differ through each school. And then you need to take your medical college admission test, or the MCAT, and you need to score high enough to meet your school's requirements, so you may have to take that test more than once, because it's a really hard test. And you also would need volunteering, research, and job shadowing. And you don't need it, but it looks really good whenever you have it, because it shows that research says that you're passionate about science. If that's what you're passionate about, if you're not passionate about like English or something. So they want to see that you're passionate about it. And job shadowing shows that you're interested in what you're doing, and that you kind of know what to expect now. And volunteering shows that you take time and effort and spend effort to make a contribution. And whenever you apply, there'll be like a screening of applicants, all the applicants. You apply, and then they screen you. And then once they get it down to a smaller number, they actually interview you. And so now that you've applied, you have once you're accepted. And there are 2 options at Texas A&M Health Science Center, which is what I looked at pretty much, because that's the actual medical school I want to go to. And there's pretty much 2 basic options once you're accepted. First, you can take 4 years of study at the same location, which would be in Temple or Bryan College Station. And then the second option is to spend 2 years in College Station or Temple, and then 2 years somewhere else, which would be Temple, Round Rock, or Dallas. And then the cost for the medical school would be around $4,000 per year, about, for Texas A&M Health Science Center. And there are many other pathways that you can take, just in addition to getting an MD degree. You can get an MD and a PhD. You can get an MD and a Master's of Business. You can get an MD and an MPH, which is the aspects of public health. And you can get an MD and a master's degree. And once you take those classes, or once you get accepted and you figure out what you want to do, there's your coursework, which there's 4 years of medical school. The first 2 are mainly like lab and learning about the body. And the second 2 are mainly about more interaction with patients. Like, you use the knowledge that you use the first 2 years to like help other people, and you kind of walk around and actually talk with patients. And then after the graduation, there's a residency program, which is where you narrow your branch of practice to one area, because medical school gives you the broad science medical degree, and then your residency gives you more of a narrowed avenue. So let's review what we learned. First, we learned how to apply to medical school. And then secondly, we discovered how many options you have whenever you apply. And finally, we learned a little bit about the coursework. So now you know what to expect, and you can either change your mind and not go to medical school, or you can, know what to look forward to. Thank you.